Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna Thomas, and I'm a proud member of the 2012 graduating class of the Northampton Community College Registered Nursing Program. I'm honored to speak on behalf of my class, and I would like to thank the faculty, staff, and nursing student organization for facilitating this special day. I would especially like to thank the family and friends of my classmates that are sharing this day with us, because I know that when your loved one went to nursing school, you all went to nursing school. My friends, take a moment to drink this in. If you're like me, you've been looking forward to this day for 2 long years, and perhaps you imagine during these stressful times, there were a few, what it would feel like to sit here at your pinning ceremony. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to address this audience. I hope that I'm able to properly represent you as I share some of my experiences over the last 2 years. The last time that we were all together as a class in this theater was in the very beginning of Nursing 101. If I remember correctly, we gathered here to watch a presentation on fire safety and to put together our binders for lab, lecture, and clinical under the guidance of Mrs. Lafferty. Where is Mrs. Lafferty? She's here somewhere, I saw her. Do you remember what was going through your head that day? Here's an example of the internal dialogue that I experienced. What have I gotten myself into? What am I doing here? Is this the right thing for me? Will I be good at it? Who are all these people? What is a cluster? Why is it 200 pages? Why does it require a PowerPoint presentation to put it all into a binder? It did require a PowerPoint, and we thank you, Mrs. Lafferty, for that, and for the countless ways that you thoughtfully guided us through that first scary semester. We sat together as strangers in our former lives. Some served other careers. Some served their families. Some served tables, and some served their country. But now here we were, getting ready to change in ways that we never knew possible. In the beginning of 101, we stressed out over things that seem so simple now. Our uniforms, bed making, bathing people, taking vitals. What is a head-to-toe assessment? And what is that smell? Do you remember how scary it was the very first time you walked into a patient's room? It sounded something like this. Excuse me. My name is Anna, and I'm a student nurse, and I need to take your blood pressure. So just give me like 20 minutes, and I can't really hear anything, but let's say 130 over 70. Okay? In our second semester, we studied med-surg and felt like nurses for the first time as we dove into the clinical experience. Our knowledge and confidence grew as did the stress of lookups, clinicals, exams, care plans, observation papers, and everything that went along with that course. Professor Corrado was steadfast in supporting us, teaching us, being a role model, exposing us to the challenges of nursing, but also being our biggest cheerleader along the way. Thank you, Professor Corrado, for those 2 semesters and for the wonderful full circle experience of having you pin us today. Maternity and mental health were whole new subjects to tackle, with clinical experiences that ranged from amazing to scary and everything in between. Dr. Crescetti amazed us with her extensive knowledge and experience, and she taught us how to study. I mean, study for some very intense exams. We continue to study, and that's like capital letters study, as we went into critical care, gerry management, and leadership, and let's not forget nursing seminar. Critical care topics were at times like watching an episode of 1,000 Ways to Die, but we were riveted by Dr. Barges' lectures, and we all hope that we could be as smart as she is when we grow up. Professor Everhart rounded out our experience with a sense of humor that can only be matched by her amazing wardrobe. Allow me to brag for a minute that we had the most amazing, smart, experienced, caring professors that anyone could ask for. Each offered knowledge and support in a unique way and was instrumental in creating the group of nurses that sit here today. We also found great role models and teachers in our clinical instructors and preceptors. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention our amazing director, Mrs. Osborne, Patty, who made sure we knew our stuff in the lab, and Mary, who showed us kindness in many ways, but most memorably with that huge basket of chocolate she keeps in her office. And of course, speaking of wonderful people that keep candy in their office, Lori Brisky, who had the ridiculously difficult job of finding us all clinical placement each semester. We appreciate your willingness to drown in paperwork so that we can have a good clinical experience. In the beginning of this speech, I described to you the group of people that I sat with in this theater 2 years ago. Let me tell you about those same people now. They have held jobs and taken care of families, and some of them have done both, all while being in nursing school. We've had 2 engagements, I believe, 2 marriages, and would you believe 4 babies and 1 grandbaby born to this group in the last 2 years. Peyton and Audrey and Riley and Quinn, you have some tough, smart mommies. They are fiercely intelligent, supportive, wickedly funny, loyal, and driven. They are an open heart nurse, a maternity nurse, a few ICU nurses, an oncology nurse, a burn nurse, a med-surg nurse, an emergency department nurse, a home health nurse. They are a group that have gone on an amazing journey together, which has formed bonds that will never be broken, even if we are not able to spend as much time together as we would like to. I don't need to tell you guys to go out there and make something of yourselves. I don't need to tell you to work hard and be determined and reach for the stars. You've already proved that you're quite capable of doing that, anything you've set your mind to, and I'm only excited to see where you go in your nursing career. I'll leave you with a quote from one of my favorite songs, For Good, from the musical Wicked. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them. And we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true. But I know that I'm who I am today because I knew you. And who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Thank you.